Hello. Welcome to another great video from 10x Investor Education. Hope you guys had a fantastic Monday. Today's topic is about how to trade stock warrants to make up to 300%. How much? 300% returns in few months. Let's get into the details. Before getting to the actual video, let's see the performance of some of the stocks I covered last week. Hopefully you checked out last couple of videos of mine. Let's look into them quickly. So yesterday I covered about Aqua Bounty, who manufactures genetically modified seed products. Second one is Trine Acquisition, who is merging with Desktop Metals, and also Fake Flying Eagle SPAC, which is merging with Skillsy, Luminar and Valadin LiDAR companies, and QuantumScape and Romeo EV battery companies. Let's look into how some of them they did today. So before going into EVs, I would like to cover briefly Palantir Technologies. Today, Palantir went up by 24%. So what is the main reason for this upside in Palantir? So the volume doubled today, and also there was two great news for Palantir: FDA contract as well as Greek government signed up with Palantir and also using Palantir Technologies product for their COVID analysis. So if you look at the Palantir stock price, so it started around $10 a month back, and then it went up all the way to $30. So after Citron and Morgan Stanley downgraded the stock, last week it came down to went down by 30%. Now it's back to around $30 range. If it crosses the previous peak and it continues the volume, there is a great high possibility that it can go to $40 and $50 range. Let's get into other stocks and EV SPACs. So the Aqua Bounty video that I released yesterday had a great momentum, huge volume, and also huge gain, which include almost 20% gain today. So this is Trine Acquisition, which is merging with the Desktop Metal, 3D printing company, also went up by more than 20%. Next two companies are Luminar Technologies and Valadin LiDAR. So I compared these both companies in one video, and at that time I told clearly, with the momentum from Luminar, Valadin LiDAR also might go up. So that's exactly what happened. Huge volume of Valadin LiDAR, and Valadin LiDAR went up by 30%, and also Luminar went up by another 40%. So I want to show a very interesting comparison between couple of EVs, couple of SPACs that happened within last 1 year and within last 1 month. So QuantumScape almost went up by 500% within last month. So basically almost 400% after merger happened. Whereas DraftKings, it took a year and almost $500 million revenue of 2020 to get the same price range. So what is the real difference? Why QuantumScape, which doesn't even make real revenues until 24, which is at this stage just product development company which doesn't make batteries until 2024, went up by 400%, whereas DraftKings, it took an year and $500 million revenue. So what happened there? So I think it's a SPAC mania. People are crazy about it, and fear of missing out, and also the valuations are skyrocketing. So you have to be really careful buying these stocks at these prices. They can go, but at the same time, you can also lose 50%. They went almost 300% for no reason, for no news. At the same time, they can go down by 50% and you can lose 50% of the money. That's exactly the reason why I hate buying these after 300% or 400% growth in a week. But that's the reason I want to show you why you need to get them not at $40 and $50 range, but you need to buy them when they trade early, and you need to buy them stock warrants, especially when they trade in $1 to $2 range. So today that's exactly what I want to cover, stock warrants. So what is stock warrant? Okay, let's look into one example. So regular stock buying, option buying is a lot more easier and less complicated compared to SPAC investments. So when a company wanted to go with SPAC trading, so they issue three types of investment vehicles to the investors. One is called common stock. For example, Trine acquisition, the symbol is TRNE. This is how it trades. And stock plus warrant, it's called in a unit. So unit trades with TRNE.U. And next, just warrant trades with TRNE.W. So depending upon your brokerage, it can be TRNE plus or TRNE.W or WT. Okay, so that is most important to understand these three things before getting into SPACs. So what is really stock warrant? That sounds like just like an option with an expiry date and also strike price. So let's briefly see and explain what our stock warrants are. Stock warrants, like stock options, give investors the right to buy or sell a specific stock at a certain price, strike price, before the certain date, expiration date. So warrants are only good for a fixed period of time, and after the expiration date, they are worthless. So this is how you can define a stock warrant, difference between a warrant and an option. So one thing to remember is Robinhood does not offer trading of stock warrants, whereas Ally and TD amertrade, you can trade them without any commission. So, but the thing is, most important thing here is when to buy warrants and when to buy stock actually. Okay, so before actually margin news comes, almost all the stocks trade around $10 to $11. Okay, so once the margin news comes, based upon how the momentum, how the potential, how the growth in the future, they go up a lot. Okay, so especially warrants go like 60% if the stock price goes up by 20 or 30%. So my request to you is, do not buy on the day when the margin news comes and when the warrant prices spikes. You will have months of time before merger happens. So wait patiently and follow the stock warrant price and stock price before buying them at the peak price on the day of the merger news. So, and buy the warrants, try to buy the warrants between $1 and $2. So that can go up to $12, from $4 to $12, depending upon how the momentum, how the growth potential of the company is. So this is 200 to 600% range upside when compared to stock price upside of 100 to 300% range. So this is exactly what I did for a lot of warrants in last couple of months. I got into SBE warrants, TRNE, FEEC and DMYT warrants from almost $2 to $3 range, and then now they are trading between $5 and $12 range. That is the reason why I love warrants. Let's look into two things right now. So what are the stocks and actually SPAC stocks that are going up today, and as well as I will show examples of how these warrant trade and how they rates fluctuate, the price fluctuates over a period of time. Okay, so today is I maintain my own portfolio of SPACs that are soon going into IPO. Today's news sorted by percentage change. Hennessy Capital acquisition, which is merging with Canoe, which provides a skateboard platform for EV companies, almost went up by 35%. When on Friday Kramer's actually liked the stock, and after Friday after hours it went up like crazy. So we already saw Validine and Trine acquisition went up by 24% and another 20%. So one of the next high flying SPAC I like is IPOB, Social Capital, which actually merges with Open Door. So this is the range of how they went up today. So anywhere between 10 to 30% today. Okay, let's get into how they trade. Okay, so this is TD Amertrade. I am searching for the stock symbols for warrants. So I'm typing TRNE. Okay, you can see this is a common stock TRNE symbol trading, and then ignore this. This is nothing to do with TRNE, and then TRNE plus, which tells you clearly Trine acquisition warrants, each warrant exercisable for one share. Okay, so and another Trine acquisition war units. Okay, so you saw the difference between. So let's get into warrants. So if this is a 3-month chart of Trine acquisition warrants that expire March 31, just like option. So if you're still holding the warrants after March 31st, they are worthless. So you have to either buy these warrants as just like a stock, and sell just like a stock, or you have to convert this warrant to stock by paying more money. So this is how we traded those warrants. So when the merger news came, so it went up like crazy up to $4, $3.5. After that, the momentum went down. As you can see here, you had almost 2 months period where it traded around $2 range and sometimes even $1.50 range. So you had a lot of time to buy between $1 and $3 range. Now today after hours it almost close to $6. So this is 300% return in a span of 1 month. And this compared to stock, it's only 150% range. So this is how you can double with warrants compared to stock performance. So this is why I like warrants, and if you follow carefully and if you trade carefully, there is a high chance that you will make a lot more money with warrants than actually SPAC stocks. I hope you like the video. Please click the like button and subscribe to my channel, and wait for another great video tomorrow. See you guys later.